cyclists, welcome back to the channel. I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, I was super into music. I've been singing since I can remember, and I've been playing piano for about 9 years now, which is crazy to think about, but time flies. But I used to love to play music games when I was a kid because I would love any excuse I could to sing or do whatever. But my friends joined in with me and we would always come up with some fun music themed games we could play. So I figured this would be a really cool video idea to give you guys some inspiration, or in case you're bored and want to do something involving music but you don't exactly know where to start. So I've compiled about 10 games that I think would be super fun and you can play with either by yourself or some of them you need a couple of people to play. So let's get started. So the first game that I would recommend is this board game called Encore. So basically, this game has been around for a long time. I think my mom said that her and her sisters played it when they were younger. But if you've never heard of this, it's basically a board game where there are two teams and each team rolls the dice and lands on a space saying either a word or a category, and then they get the corresponding card, basically singing a song that matches the category. So I love playing this. The sad part is, though, that nobody else in my family really enjoys singing or music as much as I do. So they never want to play with me. But the few times that I have played this game, it has been so much fun. I have had literally 30-minute battles with some of my friends because we just kept naming songs and singing songs over and over again. But this is super fun and it can last as long or short as you want it to be, and whatever knowledge you have. And I think it's just a really fun game that encompasses strategy, because you need to know who's going first so that maybe you know the song, more songs than them, or vice versa. You could run out of songs and then you would lose that round. So I just think it's a really fun game to play overall, and I would recommend it. So the next game that I would recommend is something that I guess I'm calling musical artwork. So basically how it works is you put on a song, preferably a song that's only a couple minutes. You don't want some huge classical piece that's 30 minutes because that's too easy. But basically you put on a song, and however long that song is how long you have to make a piece of artwork. So for example, my sisters and I, one time we did this round where we did When the Sun Goes Down from In the Heights the musical. And so basically it was about, I would want to say 3.5-ish minutes to 4 minutes or something, and I was able to make this piece of artwork. Not the best thing I've ever done, but I think it sort of fit the vibe of the song, and I had to really scramble at the end with all of these boxes. So I think it's just a really fun game. My sisters and I play it all the time, and I think it's something that will not only stimulate your creative side when it comes to making the art, but also test you how fast you are with it. And it all makes you put on different songs that are different vibes, are really fun to play back-to-back rounds for. So yeah. So the next option that I have is a musical scavenger hunt. Now, if you saw my videos from a couple weeks ago, you might be thinking, Song Cycle, that's kind of Encore, how is this different? But I would say that there are multiple ways to play a musical scavenger hunt. So you could either do it how I saw in that video, or if you wanted to get more creative with it, you could literally hide clues around your house, music clues, and have people in your household try and find them. But I think this is really fun for younger kids, because I used to love scavenger hunts. And so if you were to combine a music and a scavenger hunt, my little brain would have just exploded in excitement. So it tests your musical knowledge, but also makes it fun and interactive. So they're not just sitting there. So the next option I have is a game that's specifically for musicians to play. Some musicians are going to hate me for suggesting this. And it's not my favorite game to play, but I have a bunch of friends that love doing this, is a sight reading challenge. So basically how this works is you pick a random piece that is for your instrument, and then without having looked at it at all, you have to see how much of the piece you can get through just by reading the notes while playing. So this tests a lot of different motor skills and brain functions for a musician, and also your music theory. I think people that are really good with music theory love doing sight reading challenges. but when I had to do them for my art school, it was not my favorite. I am a very bad sight reader. I need to prep, to play things. I can't just do it on the spot. I get too panicked and freaked out. But I have a lot of friends, like I said, that love doing sight reading challenges and are really, really good at sight reading. So this could be a really fun game to play with your friends, or just even to like hone your musical skills and like become a better musician. It really does help with those skills. So the next idea I have sort of combines music with dance, and I like to call it my Just Dance Dance Off. So my sisters and I do this all the time, but basically what you do is you pick a song on Just Dance that none of you have ever heard or played before, through the Just Dance, and you do it and see who has the best score. Now you can play like versions of this, like there are a bunch of different versions you can play of this. Instead of doing songs you don't know, you can do your favorite songs if they're on Just Dance, and you don't even need to have the console like a Wii or an Xbox that a Just Dance would be on, because they have playthroughs on YouTube. So you can just go and watch a video of that and play along with them and dance along with them, which is really fun, and I think makes it accessible to a lot more people. And you can do other versions, like you can have like one version that we do is we have one person can see the screen and the other two people or other couple of people are looking at that person. So they can't see what's going on behind them, and they have to do the dance to the song just as well. So I know this one kind of seems like more of a dancing one, but I think that you can combine musical aspects and make it into a fun music related game too. And it's a good workout, So the next option I have involves memory and music videos. So basically you get a couple of people and you all sit down and watch a music video that you've either never seen or that you've only seen it like very little, like you remember nothing about, or something that has a lot of different shots. Anything that's kind of challenging or difficult, and then each of your friends goes off and tries their best to recreate that music video without watching it again. So they only have one chance to watch it, and then they have to try and recreate it. I think this is so much fun. I do similar challenges, not music themed like this, with my sisters, and we always have a blast watching the videos at the end. And I think it's just a fun way to sort of like use materials that you have at your house to make costumes and like practice with like video editing and like memory. I just think it's like a really, really fun game to do, but it probably requires a lot of time. So do this if you have a lot of time to use for these games, I guess. The next idea I have is to make a musical mashup. Now, this is something that I'm sure everybody kind of knows the gist or has seen mashups like this on YouTube, but just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, basically you take one song and you sort of combine it with another song that sounds similar or has something in common with it, and you sort of combine them and make them one song. I love doing musical mashups, especially when they're like songs that shouldn't work well together but do. I love those videos. So I think this is a really fun way to stretch your creativity, to grow as an artist, and to sort of play around with different elements of songwriting and see like, what can I combine here? How do these sound similar? And I just think it's a really fun creative exercise to do, and the end product is super fun and original. So the final idea on my list is one of the most popular music themed games ever. It's musical chairs. Was this an unoriginal idea? Maybe, but I have a couple of ways to spice up this musical classic. So one of the ways is, instead of just having everybody run around and get to sit in a chair, and if the music stops, they just get the chair, I have a more challenging version. So basically, underneath each chair, you would tape a different song. And so once the music starts, you start playing like normal musical chairs, but once they sit down, they have to pick the card up under their seat, and if they can sing the song, then they keep the chair. And if they don't know the song, then the other person has a chance to steal. So you can sort of you can sort of change up this game in a bunch of different ways, but that's one of the more fun and challenging ways to do it. Also, when I used to play musical chairs at like my school fairs or whatever, we'd get a pie, so you could maybe hide like a musical themed surprise for the winner. Or you could even just like mix it up with the songs that you choose for musical chairs. Like the person has to know the song that they're turning around to, or sing the song while they are playing the game to make it a little bit harder. So there are a lot of different like versions of this game that you can do to make this classic like a more fun option for parties or whatever you're doing. So those were 10 musical themed game ideas that you can either play by yourself or with other people. I had a really fun time coming up with these games and going down memory lane for some of them that I used to do. Comment down below if you want a part 2 to this video, because I definitely have more options that I can give you guys for musical themed ideas, like activities even. They don't have to be games necessarily. And comment also what your favorite music games are, or if you played any when you were a kid. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to know when I post new videos and YouTube shorts. And if you want some behind the scenes content on how I filmed this video and other videos like it, feel free to follow me at songcycle_official on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!